don't put this stuff in the shows for anything, right? Art imitates life and life imitates art. But we have Sumerian equals Anunnaki, those who fallen from heaven to earth. Anu equals heaven, Ki equals earth. Hebrew, Nephilim, in the Hebrew Bible, a group of mysterious beings or people. The Hebrew word Nephilim is sometimes directly translated as giants or taken to mean the fallen ones.
Hang on. Why you? You're not the... You're Nephilim? What? Nephilim? They're both human and angel. The blood of both.
Yeah, he's not a Nephilim. He's from the fucking Bahamas.
In one earlier episode, Faraday gives the grandfather Josiah Falls, gives him some of his blood or DNA.
They don't want black people to know that they have extraterrestrial ancestry.
Let's remember who the scriptures is talking about, a bloodline of people. Now, we know from the book 100 Amazing Facts About the Negro with Complete Proof by J.A. Rogers, a real good scholar, and the higher-ups know who the Bible characters are talking about. It says that the characters of the Bible are largely Negroes. The Jews went to Egypt with Jacob. I repeat, the Jews or Israelites went to Egypt with Jacob. Now let that sink in for a minute and watch what they put in this episode. So we're reading Psalms 147, 19, and 20. He showeth his word unto Jacob or Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He has not dealt so with any nation, and as far as his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord. So why would they show this black man and then Jacob? Now, we've seen many times in movies where named Jesus and they show a clip of a black man in certain situations, but they do this intentionally. So right here we have the book Divine Encounters, a guide to visions, angels, and other emissionaries by Zechariah Snitchen, author of the 12th Planet. Okay, let's go to, let me see, chapter 4. The Nephilim, Sex, and Demigods. I'm not going to read everything, but let's read right here. The above quote follows the common English translation, but that is not what the Bible says. It speaks not of giants, but of the Nephilim, literally meaning those who had descended, sons of Elohim, not sons of God, who had come down to earth from the heavens. In the four initial incomprehensible verses, a remnant, as all scholars agree, of some longer original source, become comprehensible once it's realized that the subject of these verses is not mankind, but the gods themselves. Properly translated, this is how the Bible describes the circumstances that preceded and led to the deluge. And it came to pass, when the earthlings began to increase in the number upon the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, the sons of Elohim saw the daughters of the earthlings, that they were compatible, and they took unto themselves wives of whichever they chose. The Nephilim were upon the earth in those days, and thereafter too, when the sons of Elohim cohabited with the daughters of the Adam, and they bore children to them. Excuse me. Okay. The biblical term Nephilim, the sons of Elohim, who were then upon the earth, parallels the Sumerian Anunnaki, those who from heaven to earth came. The Bible itself, Numbers 13 and 33, explains that by pointing out that the Nephilim were the sons of Anak, Hebrew rendering of Anunnaki. The time preceding the deluge was thus a time when the young Anunnaki males began to have sex with young human females, and being compatible, had children by them, offspring part mortal and part divine demigod.
You're Nephilim? What? Nephilim? They're both human and angel, the blood of both.
That such demigods were present on the earth is amply attested in Near Eastern texts, be it in regard to individuals such as the Sumerian Gilgamesh, or long dynasties such as the reported dynasty of the 30 demigods in Egypt that preceded the pharaohs. Both instances, however, pertain to post-diluvial times. But in biblical preamble to the deluge tale, we have an assertion that the taking of wives from among the human females by the sons of Elohim, sons of the Dingur, had already begun well before the deluge. The Sumerian sources deal with pre-diluvial times and the origins of humankind and civilization, include the tale of Adaba, and we have already noticed upon the question whether having been called offspring of or like earth, simply meant that he was a human descendant of the Adam whom had helped create, or more literally, as many scholars hold, an actual son born to by intercourse with a human female, which would make Adapa a demigod. If that would have required /Inki to have sex with a female other than his original or official spouse, the goddess Ninki, no eyebrows should be raised. Several Samaritan texts detail the sexual prowess of Inki. In one instance, he was after Inanna or Ishtar, the granddaughter of his half-brother Enlil. The Nephilim, sex, and demigods. The biblical record of human prehistory moves at a fast clip through the generations following Enoch, his sons, Methuselah, who begot Lamech, who begot Noah. Despite getting us to the main event, the deluge. The deluge was indeed a story of major proportions, as newscasters would say nowadays, a global event, a watershed both figuratively and literally in human and divine affairs. But hidden behind the literal and human and divine affairs, but hidden behind the tale of the deluge is an episode of divine encounters of a totally new kind, a episode without which the deluge tale itself would lose its biblical rationale. The biblical tale of the deluge, the great flood, begins in chapter 6 of Genesis with 8 enigmatic verses. The presumed purpose was to explain to future generation how could it have happened that the very creator of humankind turned against it, vowing to wipe man off of the face of the earth. The 5th verse is supposed to offer both explanation and justification. And Yahweh saw that the wickedness of man was great on the earth, and that every imagination of his heart's thoughts was evil. Therefore, verse 6, Yahweh repented that he had made man upon the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. But this explanation by the Bible pointed the accusing finger at humanity, only increases the puzzle of the chapter's first 4 verses, though subject is not at all humanity, but the deities themselves, and whose focus is the intermarriage between the sons of God and the daughters of Adam. And if one wonders what has all that got to do with the excuse for the deluge as a punishment of mankind, an answer can be given in one word: sex. Not human sex, but divine sex. Divine encounters for the purpose of sexual intercourse. The opening verses of the deluge tale in the Bible, echoing ancient sins in calamitous purgatory, have been a preacher's delight.